I don't know if they're investigating botting or what. I don't know what they're investigating. How Drake telling y'all other niggas bot? Y'all trying to get at Drake because y'all think he bot? Come on. Come on, man.
So to look at this guy's face. All right. This dude is a psychopath. People are people trying to act like Kendrick Lamar is some kind of like burning incense in the temple. This this nigga is crazy. That's what I don't understand. Just because he can rap really good, they was like, oh, well, he's like a no, nigga. This nigga is crazy. I don't know why you want to fuck with this nigga.
From Compton with a spooky grin.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, back at you one more time with another one. I am your humble host, OUTTAORDERMAN. And today, we are going to look at some current events, some hip-hop news, some things going on in the world with Lamar Graham, always. Last night was a big night for politics, but like I said, we're not doing that on this channel. We're not going to do that. I just want y'all to acknowledge that it was some seismic stuff happened last night. All right. I'm OUTTAORDERMAN. If you like the content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification, leave a comment, CashApp right there if you want to support. Now, today, we're going to tap in with Rapaholics. That's another dope content creator. He does daily hip-hop news and stuff like that. Real good content. I think he might be a rapper, low-key, because he likes to rhyme. He likes to rhyme. But, yeah, he's dope. So I'm gonna leave the link in the description. Tap into his channel. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, Rapaholics. But today we're talking about Lamar, his empire. Lamar got a lot of laws going, a lot of lawbreaks. Lamar got a lot of lawbreaks going on. Getting sued by 2 states. That state stuff is just so ridiculous to me. Now he got the bot stuff going on. He's not being sued, I know that, but he's named in it, and that was his whole thing. When somebody at UMG either press the button or they let the button go and stop protecting him from all his fuckanery he's been doing for years. I'm sorry. Listen, if you a Drake stan, this is probably not the channel for you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna act like I'm unbiased. I'm one of the original Drake haters, like before it was popular. So, a couple songs here and there that I like, making music for that long. You can't say that it's not a Drake song that you be like, oh yeah, you can play that. Come on the radio, I'm not gonna change the channel. It's like, okay, yeah, it's a couple here and there, but I never liked him. Never liked him. And Mos Def. Oh man, shouts out to Mos Def for setting it up. Mos Def and Meek Mill. I would say we got to put some respect on them for being the first ones to put that in the armor. He's bad for the game, bad for the culture. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'm rambling. I'm probably gonna cut all that out. But yeah, Rapaholics. What you got to say about Drake? Rapaholics. What you got to say about Drake? What he done did now? What he done did?
I don't know if they're investigating botting or what. I don't know what they're investigating. How Drake telling y'all other niggas bot? Y'all trying to get at Drake because y'all think he bot? Come on. Come on, man.
I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love the suit.
What song? Yeah, that song.
Be spooky with this shit. I like Rapaholics.
Lawbreeze and gentlegrams, you thought it'd be the winner of the battle that'd be broken by the beef like a cattle? Straddle your saddle cause you're in for a bumpy ride. The tides turned and the Toronto tough talking Taylor Swift twin who lost the beef and thought the bots would help him win the court of public opinion. Yin, these Delusians of Lucian will have the goofy kid from Compton with a spooky grin because it is now Labriana, or should I say Botliana.
So look at this guy's face. All right. This dude is a psychopath. People are trying to act like Kendrick Lamar is some kind of like burning incense in the temple. This nigga is crazy. That's what I don't understand. Just because he can rap really good, they was like, oh, well, he's like a no, nigga. This nigga is crazy. I don't know why you want to fuck with this nigga.
from Compton with a spooky grin, because it is now Labriana, or should I say Botliana, whose face is front and center of a case against Spotify, where they claim they quantify Drake's homicide on the charts as modified by the bots
He doesn't have any picture like that.
and not fans truly consuming the arts. So let's break this mess down. Come along for the ride, but first press your index down on the like and subscribe.
I study
Rapaholics.
for a living.
So, lobbies and gentlegrams, as many of you guys know, Drake unleashed mayhem upon the industry when he sued UMG over promoting and publishing Not Like Us. One of the key 3 factors within Drake's lawsuit was that UMG used illegal business practices to deceive music listeners into thinking that the song was way more popular than it was. How did UMG do that? Well, through payola, paying DJs under the table to spin the song on radio, through paying social media influencers to discuss the song, react to it, and review it positively, and of course, the major accusation that drew in the most amount of headlines, as Drake was the first artist of that type of magnitude to peel the curtain back on this deceptive practice, which many people have known about, but no one spoke up to it on this level. The botting allegations, the fake streams.
I study
Fake streams.
for a living.
Drake accused Kendrick Lamar and UMG of using fake streams
But that quote, I study rap battles for a living, is going to be the quote. That's going to be his albatross forever. People are using that. That's the meme of the. I think it was Rapaholics. He took the when Young Thug was like, "Whoop they do? If we go to jail for life, whoop they do?" He took that. He said, "I study whoop they do for a living."
to make the numbers of Not Like Us go
Hilarious.
crazy on Spotify and make the public think Kendrick had not only won the battle of better diss songs, but also of more popular records. The irony is that every record that Not Like Us broke on Spotify streaming platform, like being, the fastest song to hit 300 million streams, the song to have the most amount of streams in a single day, all those records that Not Like Us broke, the person who held the record before was Drake with God's Plan. So Drake suing UMG over the numbers of Not Like Us being astronomical on Spotify is kind of ironic, because the artist who had these astronomical numbers before Kendrick, who Kendrick knocked off, was Drake himself. So much so to the point that during his commercial peak, when God's Plan was smashing all these records, who had Like Us being...
This is just a thought.
So Drake suing UMG
This is
over
just
the
a
numbers of
random
Not
thought.
Like Us being...
And I don't have sons. I have daughters. Okay. But if I had a son, there is no way in the world that I would wear barrettes in my hair around him, first of all, much less do a video with my son where I got freaking barrettes in my hair. Like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing, bro?
astronomical on Spotify
Random thought.
is kind of ironic, because the artist who had these astronomical numbers before Kendrick, who Kendrick knocked off, was Drake himself. So much so to the point that during his commercial peak, when God's Plan was smashing all these records on Spotify, during the release of his 2018 album Scorpion, Spotify had actually plastered Botliana's face all across their app on every single playlist. I'm not exaggerating when I say this.
Right.
Look at this picture.
He was on every playlist.
And then look at this one.
He was on
I mean, come
every playlist for Scorpion. Scorpion was on every playlist.
on,
I think
guys.
people
This is
assume about that.
2018. Drake is on the Fresh Gospel playlist, the Cookout playlist, the Ambient Chill playlist. In the first picture I showed you guys, he was on the Best of British playlist. Is Drake a British artist? No, he's not. But because he was on that playlist and many others, his album that they were plugging at the time on all these playlists, Scorpion, had broke the streaming record on both Apple Music and Spotify with more than 302 million plays in one single day. But many users complained that Spotify put his photo on all of these playlists, and subscribers who had paid for the premium version of Spotify, which are supposed to be accounts
So if you know they did that for you, why would you sue somebody over them doing it for somebody else? That is crazy. That is a level of narcissism or oblivion that I have never seen. It's either narcissism or just oblivion. Like maybe he thought he was just that big and he didn't know that his label was doing that for him. If that's the case, he's an idiot. If he just thought, oh, I did it too, but fuck that, they can't do it for nobody else, and you gonna sue and do it, then it's it's one or the two. Either one is bad.
That are advertising free of advertisements, they said putting Drake on all these ridiculous playlists actually was the equivalent to advertising. This wasn't natural playlisting. It's not natural recommendations when Drake is plastered on gospel playlists, right? So what did they do? They demanded refunds from Spotify. And Spotify seemingly agreed that this was ridiculous because one subscriber had even said he had been offered a 1-month free Spotify subscription as a result of his complaint. Now, why do I bring this up? Because if there was one artist in the industry that was privy to enough behind-the-scenes manipulation tactics on these streaming platforms to know that he could file a lawsuit against a major record label that he was also signed to and accuse them of using bots, it was Drake. But the problem is, he didn't know enough about the bots. When Drake initially filed his lawsuit against UMG, the only major source that he had in the paperwork was a live stream that Snackadiddler had done with this anonymous user who would claim that he had been paid by Anthony Soleil, one of Kendrick's team members, for the guy to basically put 30 million streams on Not Like Us in its first week of release. Keep in mind, even if that was true, 30 million fake streams is nothing compared to the actual billions of streams that Not Like Us got. But this claim wasn't true. The guy on Academics' stream showed a screenshot of an LLC that he said he got.
Right, that whole shit was bullshit. Snackademics had some random voice on there talking about he got paid to bot Not Like Us. You give it 30 million streams. That's ridiculous. Like you said, billions of streams. You could not. Drake's whole lawsuit was that Not Like Us, the hype was fake and was built by UMG. That is the most dumbest shit. That's what you call not being able to read the room, not being able to read the culture. If you was anywhere when that song dropped, that shit was everywhere. You couldn't escape that shit. It was, if you was outside, that shit was everywhere. Everywhere. The day it dropped, it was in the club. It was in people's cars. Everybody was playing that song. It was the anticipation that beef was going back and forth. If you was a hip hop fan, you would tap in with that. So for him to make a lawsuit based around the fact that the hype around that song was fake, Drake, you're dumb. You're dumb. Everybody loves that song. That's why it was so big, because everybody loves it.
A money transfer to.
You have people in Africa and India and everywhere saying they not like us. Like, and you make a lawsuit saying, oh no, that song really wasn't that popular. People didn't really like it, but it was UMG that did it. Are you kidding me? You are dumb.
In order to put the fake streams. And it was called Anthony Soleil LLC. When you look it up, that LLC, that company, doesn't even exist.
Early on, when the song first dropped, it wasn't him. I'm not going to say he reached out to me himself because obviously he didn't. It was definitely somebody from management. They wanted me to do 30 million early, which fed into the rest of the views because obviously it was going to be a hit song either way. I like the song. You want me to be honest? The song is good.
So they used, this is what Drake used in his paperwork. This random dude that called DJ Academics. This is what he actually used in his paperwork.
Could we also divulge names? Who reached out to you on behalf of Kendrick?
And then when he did the amended shit, where he changed his lawsuit, he took this out.
I have payment proof, and I will DM that to you as long as you won't expose it right now on stream in front of everybody. But I will send you all the proof, all the receipts, and everything. Fuck it, bro. It's Anthony Soleil. I'm crashing out because like this is for my safety. This is how I feel. That's who paid me. Not saying I was in direct contact with him. That's just the name that was on the account that I got paid by.
And this source was so baseless that when Drake actually filed an amended complaint, like he corrected up his lawsuit and resent it into the judge, he removed that source from his paperwork. And ultimately, when the judge threw out Drake's lawsuit, she had said that his complaint about UMG using deceptive business practices on Not Like Us was all built off speculation. It didn't name specific influencers or provide evidence of fake streams or show proof of any misleading campaign. So even if UMG had promoted the song heavily, that's normal marketing. It's not fraud. So for that reason, the case was dismissed in full. But even with Drake's lack of evidence in the UMG case,
Oh God. Oh God. All right. I'm not rewinding that.
this didn't stop his greatest glazers from saying that Drake was about to revolutionize the music industry by pressing a big red button that would expose not just Kendrick, but all artists for using bots and record labels manipulating the entire business for their little puppets. You had Rory from the Rory and Mal podcast saying things like a Radio Rico was about to come into play.
Michael Jackson tried to do this and they stopped him. Let's go for it, man. Like, what's so crazy with me with the internet for the last 7 years, y'all have been justifying snitching with real street. But when it comes to labels this week, snitching is against the rules now.
And Drake himself, when attempting to justify his lawsuit, he said he filed it to make the UMG offices a safer space for artists in the future. And it looks like that really might happen, but not through Drake's lawsuit, of course. Why I bring up Drake's lawsuit is because for the past year, ever since he filed it, the music industry has been up in arms about all these botting allegations. The scope of the barrel was on Kendrick Lamar and UMG, but now that Drake's lawsuit just got dismissed, it looks like that scope has now shifted onto Drake. We saw Drake entangled in a lawsuit just last week against Stake and Drake's shady practices with them, and now Drake is roped into, but not sued. It's important to note he's not getting sued.
By the way, the grimiest shit you could do with your influence. Gambling, online gambling.
Drake entangled in a lawsuit just last week against Stake and Drake's shady practices with them, and now Drake is
so many reasons why I don't like this dude. It's not knee jerk.
roped into, but not sued. It's important to note he's not getting sued. He is just the face of a brand new lawsuit against Spotify, where they're accusing the platform of botting artists. Now we're going to break down this lawsuit. We're going to break down where Drake is involved in it and understand what this means for the music industry and how this new lawsuit really is in an attempt to make the music industry a safer space for artists in the future. But first, I think it's important to understand what are bots and why would Spotify or certain record labels be incentivized to even use bots in the first place? These are fake streams. It would make no sense for me to put fake views on my video, but why would it make sense for an artist to put fake streams on their songs? Let's unpack it.
If everybody eats, that's why. Fake streams makes me seem more popular. Spotify, more views, more ad revenue. Everybody eats. It's all fraud. That's what you need to understand. It's all fraud. It's all a facade. All of this shit. All of this shit is smoke and mirrors.
So, firstly, what are bots?
Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. They tell you that, right? For a reason.
Bots are essentially computer programs or fake Spotify accounts that automatically play songs on repeat. So instead of a real person pressing play, a bot can stream a song 1,000 times, thousands of times, day and night without stopping. Remember back in 2018, J. Cole rapped, "How many faking their streams getting their plays from machines?" There are literal farms, they're called streaming farms, where a bunch of phones or devices are plugged up in one room, all repeatedly playing the same song over and over again. Artists or companies will pay to use bots to basically just inflate the streaming numbers, making it look like a song is way more popular than it actually is. But artists don't just use bots to make their songs look more popular. In certain cases, the bots can actually help the song become more popular. As you guys probably know, a large portion of listeners mainly hear their music through Spotify's playlists. And Spotify ranks their playlists on different levels, right? At the high end, you have the big dog playlists, the biggest playlists like the Rap Caviars or the Global.
Basically, y'all get the gist, right? This video is about 50 minutes long. We're not going to do that. But you get the gist. Drake been botting. He been botting. Been botting. All right? Drake Sama been botting. Ooh, yeah, Drake Sama been botting. I like that. Okay. We know that. So why would you sue somebody for botting? Why would you sue your record label for botting? when either you know they've done it for you or you're so stupid that you never knew that they did it for you. Neither one of those choices is good. You are goofy. So yeah, you get what you get. Like I said, Rapaholics is dope. He goes in depth. This whole thing, he goes really in depth on the botting and how it really hurts smaller artists on Spotify. You know, peep this out. All right. I'm out order man. If you like my content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification. Make sure you tap in the Rapaholics. I'm gonna leave that link down below. And we love y'all. We out.